appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour with me, Sabena Izuku. Two suicide bombers have attacked a crowded market in Maiduguri, killing scores of people. Eyewitnesses, however, said at least 30 people were killed in the twin explosion at the popular Monday market. Security forces have confirmed that the blast, but indicated that it may be too early to know the casualty figure. This is the first bombing incident in Maiduguri in recent times, as most of the insurgents' activities had been on the fringe. And away from there, senators have in the last 5 hours been grilling service chiefs on the security situation in the northeast Nigeria. The closed-door session, which began at about 11:30 a.m., had the Chief of Army Staff, Kenneth Minima, and Chief of Air Staff, Air Adeshola Mosu, and the Director General of the Department of State Service, Ita Ekpenyong, in attendance. The senators had, after failing to reach a decision on President Goodluck Jonathan's request for a further extension of emergency rule in the northeast, summoned the service chief to give an update on the situation in all 3 states. The Inspector General of Police, Suleiman Abba, has failed to turn up at the Senate in response to summons from the Senate to explain the police siege on the National Assembly last week, Thursday. The IGP, who had also earlier failed to turn up for a similar summons, was to have briefed the Senate in the company of the service chief on the situations in the northeast and also explain why the police launched an attack on the National Assembly last week. As Nigerians continue to react to last Thursday's siege on the National Assembly by the police, a member of the House of Representatives who saw it all had called on Nigerians to look beyond fence scaling by his colleagues. He says the lawmakers did what is expected to keep democracy running. Rashid has the details.
For many Nigerians, the drama which played out at the National Assembly last Thursday is still a shock. The barricading of the National Assembly complex by the police and the scaling of fence by the lawmakers has led deep wound into many hearts. In his eyewitness account, Bimbo Daramoda, a member of the House of Representatives, says the speaker was actually barred from entering the complex.
I was there when the speaker said, "My name is Amin Waziri Tambuwal. Will you please open the gate and let me go and preside?" And the guy just had his phone to his ears, and he was just talking. And Nigerians are not looking at that. That's number 4 man. And Nigerians are taking the slant and the spin of members engaging in indecorous of scaling the fence.
But what really was the motive behind what many have termed a show of shame?
What was planned that day was to have the speaker kept outside. They have already demanded for the mace. They have activated Emeka Yedioa to go and preside, because I've been laying excuse that the speaker wasn't around, and then Emeka will preside, and then they will do kangaroo something, and then they will rule that the speaker is suspended or impeached, and then they will say go to court.
Members of the Green Chamber who scaled the fence, according to Daramola, are heroes of democracy.
That day, democracy was at the barricades. It was actually democracy that was barricaded, and that time called for people who could be decisive in favor of the people and in favor of this democracy that a lot of people have fought for. And that was why members had to take that extreme decision. It may be indecorous, but it was an ultimately demanding situation.
There have been several justifications and condemnations of the show of shame, which has remained a dent on the political image of Nigeria. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
Human rights lawyer Festus Keyamo has instituted a suit in the Federal High Court, Abuja, over allegations to a threat to his life by former Niger militant leader government Ekpemunkpolo Leas Tompolo. Keyamo is asking the court to compel the Department of State Services and the police to invite Ompolo for investigation over the threat to his life and other acts of terrorism. It disclosed in a personally signed statement he was forced to go to court to be sure of the refusal of the police and DSS to respond to his petition after 72-hour ultimatum. The Department of State Security has admitted raiding an office belonging to the All Progressive Congress, but claims there were no signs that it was a party office. The DSS spokesperson Marilyn Oga disclosed in a statement issued in Abuja that the raid was based on a petition that permanent voters' cards were being cloned in the building located in Ikeja, Lagos. She confirmed that the number of arrests were made while DSS operators retrieved a server, 3 hard drives, and 31 bags of hard copies of data which are being analyzed. Oge added that investigations have begun to determine whether the allegations in the petitions are true or not. Meanwhile, the national leadership of the All Progressive Congress is not leaving anything to chance concerning last weekend attack on its offices in Lagos. The party, at a meeting with journalists in Lagos, described the invasion of its database center in a premeditated attack. Oluwase Aduke and the briefing and filed in this report.
Operatives of the DSS and soldiers attached to the unit stormed the Lagos APC office last Saturday and vandalized everything in sight. They claimed that they received a petition that the office was being used to clone INEC's permanent voter cards. The authorities of the DSS also confirmed this position, a development the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Lai Mohammed, described as very disturbing, especially in democracy.
This is clearly a premeditated invasion aimed at destabilizing the APC. See, even from the location of this office and from the activities going on there, nothing but, compiling a database. They did it, of course, it was programmed for 3 reasons. 1, to ensure that we have no database, so we cannot even contact our people, we don't even know our strengths. 2, now that they have in their possession our database, everything in their possession, it's easy for them to use this to rig elections, because it's a matter of knowing exactly where is our strength and then depriving such people of the permanent voters cards, or on election day making sure that electoral materials don't arrive early enough or at all in those areas. And of course, finally, is further evidence of desperation of this government.
He dismissed claim by the DSS that the office in question did not carry any inscription to show it belonged to the APC, adding that there is no place in the law for the excuse.
Is there any law in Nigeria that says I must put a signboard in front of my office, in front of my house, as long as what I'm doing there is legal and lawful? And for God's sake, what were we doing here? We were trying to develop our database. Are we now going to put APC signboard there so that everybody will come in and stop them? And if you have a good intelligence gathering organization and you do not rely on beer parlor rumor, you should know what is going on here. I don't think it's an excuse that because they don't have the APC signboard there. I know many corporate organizations, you do not find their names where they are doing their research and policy, where they do their research and documentation of work. Of course, we don't have to put APC. This is not an APC party office. This is an APC resource center where we compile our database.
The APC urged all Nigerians to stop what it called an act of impunity embarked upon by the Jonathan administration. Oluwase Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
And away from that, the federal government has admitted that electricity power generation is fluctuating between 3,750 and 4,500 megawatts, but is convinced that it could still meet its year target of 5,500 megawatts. Minister of Power, Chinedu Nebo, says the government is seeking options to boost power supply and also raise hopes of better gas supply to the power plant. He was speaking at a ministerial briefing on the past sector scorecard of the Jonathan administration in Abuja.
Next, when will people start enjoying full power? It will take time. People have asking me to give time and time and time. I can't, because there are so many determinants. Some people will get full power supply very soon. Others will get near full. Others will get incremental, power supply, and so on, until it goes round. But it's going to take a little while when everybody gets it, because not only in the generation, you have to make sure that the transmission network is in place, and you have to make sure that the distribution network is in place.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, CoreTV News on the Hour continues. Do stay with us.
I've been foreseeing it as a form of jamboree. It's a normal thing we have been experiencing it in the past. If you look at the Obasanjo regime, they did the same. But what's the outcome of it?
We cannot do without our health. If it's necessary, they should do it.
When you are a small child, your children, they went to a free school, this thing. But now, why they cannot put the money up like that?
They are there making laws, chopping money over there. You are sending somebody to unknown area to go and fry the Boko Haram. Is it possible?
Because it's their work they receive. Try and know their problem, what they really want in this country, and settle them.
At this particular period in time, because it will not pay the government.
You can't predict Nigeria. Nigeria, they know their way out.
If they, telling people, say, oh, can't do this, they will follow.
Because the people that we have on ground, what are they actually doing?
This man, Obara, decided before, make Northers go, make Easters stay. Yeah?
You women are bringing the problem. Women are wearing trousers. Deuteronomy said that no woman should wear woman's shirt. No man should wear woman's shirt. God is annoyed with people.
The People, only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on our social media platform on facebook.com/CoreTV News and on Twitter @CoreTV News NG. On our YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV _space and the news. The Ekiti State Police Command has paraded the chairman of the Odua's People's Congress in the state, Niyi Adedipe, in connection with the murder of the former National Union Road Transport Worker boss and the PDP stalwart Omolafe Aderiye, who was killed on the 25th of September this year. The police command also paraded suspects accused of armed robbery.
Detectives of the command have also arrested one Adeniyi Adedipe, aka Akpashe, for conspiracy and murder of Chief Omolafe Aderiye, former chairman of National Union of Road Transport Workers and staunch member of the People's Democratic Party in Ekiti, who was assassinated on 25 September 2014 in front of his private office located at Federal Polytechnic Road, Ado Ekiti. The available direct and circumstantial evidence stated the arrest and prosecution of the suspects.
Commissioner of Police, however, assures the people of Ekiti of all-round security protections while appealing to them for cooperation.
The command shall continue to partner with relevant stakeholders to sustain the peace in the state. I also want to use this medium to appeal to the good people of Ekiti State to embrace peace and report to the police any suspicious activities around them.
The arrest of Adedipe has added to the growing twist surrounding the high-profile killing of Aderiye. The Ekiti State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has begun the screening of its aspirant for the National Assembly ahead of 2015 general elections. The screening venue had incumbent National Assembly members seeking re-election and those aspiring to take over from them, also facing the 7-man panel which will decide their eligibility to contest the party's primary. Rashid was there and brought back this report.
The atmosphere around the screening venue may go for a research center, as aspirants were seen engaged in games while the real grilling was being conducted inside, where they face the screening panel that decides their eligibility for the APC primaries. This senatorial aspirant speaks on the conduct of the screening.
Screening here, I will have to say that I've tested other parties. I've tested PDP, I've tested APC, but I can say APC is an organized party where there is transparency, there is diligence, integrity maintained, and they're also time conscious. I think we in APC, we are people, and we are going to change things and move this country forward.
These aspirants also expressed their minds on how to avert what they described as a plague ravaging the APC in the past.
Just finished my screening now, and everything went pretty well. I'm ready to roll for the primary now because I have done my screening and everything. It's okay.
That there will be a transparent primary, and it's the first time I think that our party is really putting in a lot of effort into ensuring that this primaries is transparent. We're still in the process, and I'm praying and I believe that the process will go full circle.
Not minding the fact that the APC is in the opposition in Ekiti State, some aspirants also express optimism on the expected performance of the party at the general elections.
The kind of organization that exists within our party, APC, so I'm very confident that this screening will produce very credible results for all of us.
The political goons who are in the aims of machinations of replicating crisis within Nigeria operates within Ekiti and the National. I'm very seasoned in this game legislature. PDP has gotten to its highest point in Nigeria, and it's about that time he comes back down.
There is, however, a wind of anxiety blowing among the aspirants as the screening continues. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
Former head of state Muhammadu Buhari is optimistic that he will be the flag bearer of the All Progressive Congress in the 2015 general elections. He expressed his conviction after submitting his presidential nomination form at the party's national secretariat in Abuja. The retired general handed over the duly complete form to the APC national chairman, John Odige Oyegu.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for making yourself available to this important occasion. I thought my home should come not on the last day of submission, but somewhere maybe in the first three. But I was told that it has to be submitted today. If I knew I would submit it today, I would have been gorgeously dressed like Senator or distinguished senator on my right. But I have to come in this. I don't regret it because all efforts to look young has to be done. So I think somehow the dress is good enough. And distinguished chairman, please accept this form. This is a form that will deliver me to that well-protected place surrounded by the rocks. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, General, to receive you, because what you've done today is a confirmation that you are serious for the race. If you pick a form and you don't return it, we are not sure yet that you mean business. But I'm glad that the form is here and you are the third aspirant that has confirmed his continuation in the presidential race. So I greet you and I wish you the very best.
Ahead Ahead of 2015 general elections, stakeholders in politics and governance are calling for a renewed drive in creating an ennobling environment for increased and effective participation of women. This was the consensus at the opening of a two-day national conference on women and elections in Abuja, tagged Enhancing Opportunities for Women Candidates in the 2015 elections. They say not much has been done to ensure gender balance since the 2011 election, and are demanding a chance in political arrangement which favors men to the detriment of women.
As we plan for the 2015 elections, however, the challenges are great. Nigeria's ranking in women political participation has declined considerably. It now ranks 102 in the world, a significant slide from 89 in just 5 years, according to the World Economic Forum's annual report of 142 countries. To a greater extent, a nation's progress depends on the progress of women. The strength of democracy depends on the participation of women, and the vibrancy on economies depends on the contribution of women. When women's potential are not tapped, our societies are short-changed.
There is the need to create the enabling environment to enhance women's active participation in all areas of development. We must, as women, begin to aggressively unite, network, and build alliances across gender divides in order to secure meaningful change. My dear sisters, let the voices of women be heard loudly, because we have the right to be heard, and we have the right to participate fully in the socio-economic and political life of our various communities.
Let's take a short break, and when we return, we'll take you outside Nigeria. Just stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel has resigned as U.S. Defense Secretary after less than 2 years in the top military post. President Barack Obama confirmed his resignation and paid tribute to his class and integrity. Hagel, 68, a Vietnam War veteran and former Republican senator, said it had been his life's greatest privilege. It was reported last month that he was sharply critical of the U.S. strategy against Islamic State and in relation to the Syrian regime. And that's it on the news on Our. Do join us at the top of the hour for more. I am Savannah.